Welcome back into the First United Bank studio. Chois, Woodman, and Geoff Haxton with you, and we have arrived. Football week is finally here. Feels like the last few weeks, a month or so, has drug along because we've exhausted all the conversations about Texas Tech football. Now we get to talk about a real game. Texas Tech heads to Wyoming this week for the first time since 1991, and this is a good Wyoming program. But at the same time, this is a program Texas Tech should beat because you're just a more talented team. And specifically this year, something we've talked about a lot this offseason is there's just a ton of depth on the roster. And you've seen Wyoming suffer a few injuries recently, most notably to a running back position. So I think going into this game, if Texas Tech is what we've hyped up and what we've talked about in the offseason, this is a game that the Red Raiders should be able to take care of business in.
Well, it'll be the game that they'll be most favored in, at least for now. Things can change,
Sure.
But besides the Tarleton State game. So
yeah,
even though it's on the road, it's high altitude. You can throw all those little speed bumps in there. This should be a game where you see Texas Tech's speed and athleticism overtake the Cowboys and take them off to 2 touchdown plus victory. That's what you're looking for because that's what your expectations are now. Joey McGuire has put those expectations on himself, on his team. He talked about if you go in that locker room and say, hey, guys, I don't think you can win the 2024 Big 12 championship. You might not make it out of there. So they're fired up. The expectations are up. And now we get to see if they can deliver.
And as far as the X's and O's go, it's actually a pretty good matchup for Texas.
And I meant 2023.
Yeah. With the matchup itself, I think you look at what Texas Tech does good, it matches up well with what Wyoming doesn't necessarily do as well good. If you can get out to a fast start here, Wyoming's a very run-heavy football team. So if you can make them have to play some catch-up, that will be a big deal for Texas Tech. And on the other side of the football, Wyoming is a team that also kind of sells out to stop the run. You look at what they've done the last few years. They will try to sell out to stop the run. So if you're as explosive as we've heard about in the offseason, you could see some big playability coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, run heavy for Wyoming against a group in that interior that has Hutchings and Bradford and Linton, and we can go on with the two deep that was released a couple of days ago. That does not seem to work, but hey, it's also the opener. You just never know.
Yeah,
and across college football, we'll be watching. Okay, we've heard this about your depth. We've heard this about your athleticism. Now let's throw all that out and see how this football plays out.
Absolutely. You can catch that game coming up on Saturday night on Double T 97.3 as well as 100.7 The Score. For Geoff Haxton, I'm Chois Woodman. Glad to be with you on football season. Does this look super awkward? Okay.